Hey everybody, welcome again. Well, it's Thursday, and I don't know what it's like in your city, but it's a rainy Thursday, which is even better. Look, I always say as long as the internet work, I am good to go. So welcome again. It's time for the Game Changers moment of the day. I'm so excited to be with each and every one of you at this special time. I know we're a little behind, but hey, it's all good in the neighborhood. Sometimes I'm gonna tell you something: a delay is not a denial. So understand that you have to still go even when you're not on time. So anywho, well, today I see our topic is compounding your money. You know, I always talk about this space. We always talk about the power of multiplication. So let me do a little background before I bring on my wealth sis as my special guest on today as we talk about this. But I want to talk to you about the wealth, the money movement quadrants, really briefly, because I think it'll set the tone for what we're going to talk about today. Sorry about that. And so here's the thing: how wealth works, how money moves. Excuse me. Money moves like this. So it's four quadrants to the wealth circle. A man by the name of Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he talked about how money moves, right? And it says that 60% of the population, right? 60% of the population work for somebody else. That means 60% of people get up every day and they go to work, or they come into their home office and they work. 60% of the population, that's people who say, listen, they have a boss, they punch a 9 to 5. And I always tell people there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but here is the problem. The problem is that when the 9 to 5 is your only source of income, that is an issue. And I mean, if we be honest with one another, because I think sometimes we have to have an honest conversation. And being an honest conversation is this: number one, your boss is never going to pay you enough to be his neighbor. You can see your boss lives as a neighborhood over here called The Point. This house is about $2-3 million. And if your boss lives over there, he's not going to pay you 2 or 3, million. Well, it'd have to be more than if your house is valued at that. But, he's not going to pay you the amount of money that you feel that you need to live in that exact same neighborhood. That's number one. Number two, when you work for someone else, you're going to cap out at some point. Right. So I always should think of an example. When I worked for a company, when I worked for Blue Cross, I'm open to say I work for Blue Cross, they say you work from 20 to 40,000. That mean, and here's how I used to get over that. 40,000 wasn't just what I got, what I took home, what I would make before taxes. 40,000 was what I would get including benefits. So what they used to do is they used to tell me that plus the medical I got, plus the dental I received, plus the access to the fitness center, that's what included in my $40,000. And I was like, well, I don't see all of that. But anyway, so understand that, right? Your boss is not going to pay to be his neighbor. Number two, you're going to cap out at some point. Number three, you're never going to hit $1 million status. There's no way off of just that job you're going to make millionaire status. I'm just telling you the truth, right? So then you go to the second quadrant, right? Sorry. So you go to the second quadrant, and the second quadrant is this quadrant is called the entrepreneur, right? We call them the solopreneur, because this is how the second quadrant went. 35% of people said, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to work for myself, right? That's what they said. And so in working for themselves, here is the catch-22 in that, right? Number one, because I used to be a solopreneur. Here's the catch to that. Number one, you can only take on as much work as you can handle. You're only one person. So you have to then say, okay, I can't take on 50, 60 clients because I can't effectively give 50 or 60 clients all that they need, right? So number one, you're limiting yourself when you're a solopreneur of how much clients you can take. Now, again, I always say that it's not better than being employed, because there's some people who work a full-time job and they have what I call a solopreneur lifestyle, right? So that's number one. Number two, you got to understand that if you get sick, guess what? You're not bringing in any income, because it's solely depicted on you. I'm talking about doctors and lawyers. I'm talking about accountants. I'm talking about event planners, because I was in that position when I first started. I was a solopreneur, right? I'm talking about your lawn care people. Let's take an example. It's raining outside right now. Now, unless you had them I call them big boy cutting equipment, you're not out here mowing no lawns. Right? What happens when the weather changes, it gets cold? Not a lot of people getting their lawn mowed. So then what do? Right. In addition, if you take vacation, come on, that means that you're not taking in income. I want to talk to you about this, right? So then those people said, listen, I need to get employees. And they moved to the position that I'm in the position that my sis is in. We're business owners, right? What does that mean? Well, that means that we have employees. That's the 4%. Right? We write checks. I was looking for my checkbook. We write checks. We pay, we pay employees. Now, here's the catch to that. I can still only produce as many employees that I have. Right? So if I have 5 employees of 100, that's the level of work I can do. Come on, somebody. And so I want to say that these 3 quadrants have something in common. Guess what I call them? I call them the addition quadrant. You got your 60% that work for somebody else. And understand this, my money mentor, a multi-million-dollar money mentor, Dr. Jutenko, always says, one job is for one person. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you work in 2 and 3 jobs, big sis, you ready? Okay. You work in 2 and 3 jobs, you are sacrificing your time. Like you literally, your kids are looking at you with the sad face because you have to do what you have to do. And so I've learned over the years, one job is for one person. You got to get into the space of multiplication. So you got the 60% that's working for somebody else. Come on. You got the 35% who's a solopreneur who says, listen, I can only go as far as I can go. You're sacrificing your body. I think about my husband. I mean, even Freddie, these are retired veterans. That military put a strain on their body. It broke their body down. I know for a fact when my husband joined the military that what his body is now is not what his body was then. I heard them say, Freddie, tell me if I'm wrong, I heard them even say that when people leave the military, they have the body of a 60-year-old, a 70-year-old because of the amount of stuff they're doing with their body. But I'm believing God, your bodies are healed and whole in Jesus' name. But I'm saying your body is broken down. So when you're a solopreneur, you are tired. Like it's like you're doing everything by yourself. And here's another thing too: you don't get a client, you don't eat. I'm just being real. Let's be transparent. That's the 35%. The 4% said, listen, I tapped into the business owner mindset where now I can be creative and I have employees I can send out and I can take on more gigs. But here's what we're going to talk about tonight really, really quickly. The 1%. Come on. The 1%. Let me see what the 1% tapped into. This is what I call it. I tell you, 3 quadrants. Addition. The 1% tapped into the 1 quadrant we call the power of multiplication. Just what are you saying? They said, listen, they took what they're making over here and they put it in vehicles. Come on. They put it in vehicles that multiply. They didn't give up more of their time. They didn't get up vacation days. They didn't put any strain on their body. They put their money in vehicles that could compound what they would have done if they did on. They put their money in real estate. Come on. They put their money in the stock market. They put their money, into Forex, which we're going to talk about. They put their money into digital currency. So that they're able to still do all things in love. Hear me. Freddie is doing the things that she loves. She has a great health and wellness line. I need to get my elderberry. She's a great health and wellness line. She's doing what she loves. I love events. I love talent management. I love property management. The things I love to do, but I knew how to multiply. Put my stuff in other vehicles. And so tonight we're talking about the power of combination. We're talking about the power of multiplication. Now listen, y'all know I love Jesus. And I know everybody may not be there, but I'm going to tell you this. The Bible even says, if one could chase 1,000, 2 could put 10,000 to fight. That's multiplication. Period. So sis, I'm going to turn it over to you as we talk about, because listen, the bank is doing this. Like what you're paying on mortgages, compounding interest. What you're paying on student loans, compounding interest. Your car, compound. Look at your bill and see how much you paid in interest. That's why we're pushing so hard to pay our mortgage up, because I'm like, I'm about to buy y'all a whole nother 3 houses.
Right.
No, not on my dollar you won't. So sis, you can pick up, you can jump on that. I just want to, set the foundation of what we're talking about today.
Yes, we're talking about being able to be in a space where you're actually able to compound your money, because the thing about compounded interest is this, I believe it was Albert Einstein that said that compounded interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Okay.
Yes.
So he who understands it will earn it. But he who doesn't understand it is going to have to end up paying. So how many times have you purchased a vehicle? Like Tisha said, you bought your house, you purchased the vehicle, and then they attach something called credit. Okay, attach. So this thing runs way deeper than a lot of us think. They attach something called credit, and when they attach that credit to it, depending on where you fall in that credit spectrum, okay, that's what's going to determine the interest rate that you get. Okay, right?
You teach it. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to hold on. Go ahead, sis.
Because it goes way deeper. So you see, you get caught in this like hamster wheel of a cycle, right? So you purchase something, like say you purchase a car for maybe 10,000 or 15,000. You've paid like $30,000 on that car. You've bought the car twice. Okay. And the way they trap you into these things is like, okay, the interest rate is high, on these things. You don't have any choice because your credit is bad. All right. So you have to finance these things at a high interest rate. And then you're caught in this, vicious cycle of having to pay interest, pay interest, pay interest. And then your money is trapped inside of a bank account. Okay.
Ooh.
And you're not earning anything on the money that you have. You're trading your time for money, and that hard earned money that you're working for, you're putting into these bank accounts, right? And it's not appreciating. And here's the thing, we're in a space where we're talking about new rules of money because
Yes.
all that stuff, those 401ks and those Roth IRAs, look, that was then. But what we're tapping into now, these are the new rules of money. You have to understand how to exponentially grow your money and how to allow that money to work for you and to appreciate and to compound your interest. Because when you're compounding your interest, it is really the result of reinvesting that interest rather than paying it out. And the average person is paying out interest rather than being able to what? Reinvest. And
Yes.
what we've been talking about constantly is investing in yourself. Investing in yourself. So being able to, could you guys imagine? Because this morning it was crazy. We were on a session, okay, with one of my favorite,
Thank you, Millie Mills, who paid the bill at 12 o'clock
you
today.
know, and could you imagine being able to not only, and we're not even talking about a day. We're not talking about a day. Being able to have a wealth vehicle that allows you to exponentially grow your money anywhere from 4% and up, depending on your leverage in 5 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours per trade. Okay. No, nowhere else are you going to do that because what does the bank give you? What, less than 1% annually on your money? And here's the thing, if you take your money and you put it into a bank account and you do nothing, you're going to come back to that bank account and you're going to end up owing.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, when you come back to that bank account, you're going to owe money. It's not going to appreciate because there are all these hidden fees. I got an email from one of my banks the other day telling me how, this is what we can do for you to help you to eliminate the fee that you guys are charging me to keep my money in the bank account. All right. That you're taking out at midnight every single night and putting it inside of this wealth market, the largest financial market in the world. You're trading it, and what are you doing? You're able to gain interest off of money that I don't even know how to gain.
How does that sound, though, Freddie? How does that sound? I'm sorry, sis. I want you to stop right there for a minute. How does that sound? You charging me to bank at your bank, but you take my money and trade it in the market, make more money, and give me pennies and dumb suckers. So let me get this straight. You only give me pennies and dumb suckers. Let's be very clear if you really thought about how it worked, right? That's what you want to award me with, but then you mad at me and you charge me $2 over $35, $25 because I don't actively move the money in the account. But then you still taking money out the account and making more money on my money and getting mad at me because I want to save the money. I was wondering why grandmama that was putting money under the mattress.
See, that right there, because look, listen, you ever wonder why sometimes the old people will say, because they not about to take my money. I'd rather put my money underneath the mattress. At least I got full control over my money. I know where it is. Okay? And most people don't even realize that the banks, these major banks, are taking their money and they're utilizing. Listen, look, I always tell people, don't get caught up in your emotions.
Come on.
When people come around and start talking wealth talk. Because a lot of times when you're not ready to grow, when people start coming around and they're talking wealth talk, sometimes a lot of people will get offended because they don't understand. Okay. But listen, you have to allow yourself, listen, I'm going to take financial cues from people that are smarter than me, that may be in spaces that may know a little bit more than me. Okay, I can't rely on what I've known because if I knew everything, then I'd be a whole lot further along. Okay. So listen, that thing that grandma and grandpa used to say, listen, I'm just gonna put my money.
I didn't think about it.
I'm gonna put my and I
You
thought
said it.
that was crazy. Like, why are you putting money under the mattress? So the people won't take, so the people won't take my money, for realizing that the banks are sitting here growing. And here's the thing, and I always say this: either you are building something and investing in yourself, or somebody is leveraging you to build something for themselves. There's only two sides of this coin, guys.
You know what Grant Cardone say, right? Grant Cardone says, sell or be sold.
Right. That there's no look,
Mm.
and if y'all want to get hood with it, y'all watch Baby Boy.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's two people. It's guns and butter. So listen, you're only going to be on one side or the other. So look, we need
Listen.
to learn how to stop being offended and start allowing ourselves to be able to take financial cues from
Yeah.
people that are moving in spaces
Yeah.
that can give us information that people in that 1%, that 5% are not going to give us. Because
Yeah.
listen, if I'm in this space and I'm leveraging you, I may not come down to try to tell you, hey, because I'm leveraging you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to understand that there's only two sides of the spectrum that you're gonna be on. And listen, the people always like, I don't want to talk to anybody or advertise anything to anybody. But listen, how did you become a member of your local bank? Okay? They out here working 24/7
Come on.
emails. They got an email. They sending emails to people. Come over here and join our bank, right? It's not because you're so good. It's not because you got A1 credit that these people want you to come and join their bank. It's
Ooh.
not because you paid all of your bills on time.
Thanks, Freddie.
Okay, they want you to look. The more people that come to join my bank, the more money I have
To
to
go
leverage,
in the
and
market.
I can exponentially grow.
Wow.
Okay, because behind that bank, trust and believe, somebody owns that bank.
Yeah. Come on.
All right, but there's something behind everything. Somebody owns that bank, and here's the thing: most people like, you know what? I was able to start banking with such and such. Yeah, they're out here recruiting. They want as many people as they can get to come to that bank and join that bank. That's what they want. Okay.
Wow.
Look, they got the little flyers. They have the little balloons when you go in there. Do you have an account? Come bank with us. You know what I'm saying?
Give you a little pen, little pad, get your little bag. You be like,
Everything. You
but
know,
you said something so powerful, Freddie. Let me tell you, because here's the thing. You said, listen, you don't want to have these well conversations, and something we got to experience, and I'm gonna go back to it because we're gonna experience it again next week, is that just to be in the room, you don't have to say nothing. Just be in a room and let the wealth people talk because they want to share it. But you can't be saying, you just be in the room, just be like, and you download information. And so many people are just scared about being in the room. It's not intimidating me. It's telling me, listen, I need to hear from the people that got the answers. They got the money. And here's the other piece of that too, Fred, I thought about is that I don't want anybody to feel like we talking down to anybody or you just don't know, because I didn't know. Freddie didn't know. It wasn't until I walked in, I heard somebody say it in Atlanta, and then I kept going in the bank, and I was like, the bank don't give away mints. The bank doesn't give away gum, right? They don't give away none of it. Think about it. It's not till Halloween time that they give away different candy, but the bank never gives away any other candy but dumb suckers. That's the only candy you see in the bank.
that's it.
What they tell you. And so my thing is, we're not here to bash anybody. We want to open your mind to think. I believe that when you're exposed to more stuff, more information, what you end up doing is it makes you think for yourself. You're like, I didn't think about it like that. Like, you charging me for my money being in your bank, and then you don't give me no money. You mad because it's in there. It's almost like you saying I'm holding up space. I'm paying rent on my money. Like I'm at the storage place paying a storage fee for money to be with
Say
you.
that. Say that. That's good. Say it again. You doing
It's
what?
like it's like I'm at the public storage paying a storage fee for my money to sit at your bank for you to take it out when you feel like it to go play with it in the market and make more money. But when I don't come in and I don't straighten up my storage, or I don't put more stuff in my storage, or I don't take stuff out of my storage, you charge me again. Okay.
You're being leveraged. You're being leveraged to help somebody else exponentially grow. Okay? Because look,
Facts.
I don't know how it happened. I don't know what day it happened. I don't know who told you or who you asked and why you decided to go bank with the people that you decided to. Probably was some form of word of mouth,
Yeah.
you know. And then you started banking with whoever you're banking with. And listen, and they use your money daily to leverage them, okay, and to grow exponentially. And like Tish said, they charge you money. They charge you rent space. Might as well say all those fees. If you don't move this money like I want you to move this money, I'm going to charge you a fee. Okay. If you don't make transactions the way I want you to make these transactions, then you know what? I'm going to charge you a fee.
Mhm.
Okay. And all of that is to make more money. You're being leveraged. You're being leveraged, guys, to grow something. But listen, I love, and I always wonder why, back in the day and growing up, like I always hear terms of people have their monies in brokerage accounts and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Because wealthy people understand a lot of things that people that are not privy to certain conversations, like Tish said, are just being able to be in the room to understand that even look, being wealthy, you don't have the average bank account that, and we were exposed to that conversation just recently. Okay. If you're going to be having an account, this is where you need to have it at.
Exactly.
Didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So look, we're in a space where I'm welcoming the knowledge, and I welcome. Look, if I don't know, I want somebody to tell me. Okay, I would want somebody to know. Just like with Bitcoin. Listen, if I had known when Bitcoin hit the scene, if I had been around people that could give me wealth clues to let me know, hey, this is how you need to be moving. This is how you need to be investing.
Yeah.
Okay. And not being in a space where people say, I don't know what that is. It's something strange that's hit the scene. They
Yeah.
say it's some digital kind of money. I don't know what it is. It looks strange. Looks like a scam. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to let me say this. Let me say this. I
Uh-oh.
look, and if you were a person that listen to people say that, here's the thing. I don't know what that is. All this that doesn't look right. That's digital. It's not real. It's not tangible. We can't see that. They always coming up with something. Girl, you better be careful. They're gonna take your money. Man, you better be careful. Right? They're gonna do something that they're gonna take your money. You better be careful before they scam you out your money. You better protect a bank account. But the bank is the one taking your money. Isn't that crazy?
This the crazy.
But the bank.
I'm just I, I'm just thinking about looking out my window. This is what people don't understand. Looking at my window, when they're building new homes, there's trees, there's brush. No one sees a street. No one sees houses being there, right? Even if you look at the highways, they will. I'm always intrigued by how they shift traffic. It looks crazy, but they understand that it'll shift it back, and you be like nothing ever happened, right? There has got to be somebody that's innovative. Somebody has to go first. Someone has to clear the streets. Whether it works or not, doesn't matter. Somebody had to say, I see it even when it don't look like it. And what gets me the most about scams, this what gets me let me sit up in my seat. You sit up, let me sit up in my seat. Is that people who say they believe, but that's invisible. People who say they got vision. People who say I see it, but who say they see it. But don't see it before the building get there. Don't see it before the money's in their account. Don't want to try nothing new. But then say, I believe. I'm confused. Excuse me, how does faith work if you already see it? And even if it didn't work, did you try? Because I believe. Okay. There was a time when I said I'm gonna start this. I didn't see none of this happening when I first got in this space, when I became a business owner, when I did anything. And I have transitioned, I have been burned, but I didn't quit. And I'm not talking about some real burns. I'm talking about $5,000-$10,000 burns by clients. But I didn't say, you know what, it ain't working. No, I didn't. I see the finish line. I see the vision. I see what I know I desire to do. And for me, that's the problem. Everything is a scam when you don't know, when you don't understand, but your pride won't let you ask no questions. Your pride won't let you do no research. Your pride won't let you ask Siri everything else. Ask about that.
Listen.
I'm sorry, Freddie. I'm gonna be
Look,
quiet.
and you're taking your financial cues from people that you don't even want, that you wouldn't even switch bank accounts with.
In the boat with you. They broke too.
We in the same boat. Why
We,
am
no, we broke
I
together. But I,
taking
you know what I'm
you?
saying? We broke
You
together.
know, that's right. Like, why? Listen, you have to think about it, people. Why am I taking financial cues from somebody? I don't want to switch places with you, but I'm gonna come ask you. And look, girl, tell me what you think about this. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? Like, what if that person that did invest in Bitcoin? By the way, Bitcoin started out like what, $1, and then went to $2. Okay, you know. And if you'd have been the person that say, "Hey, you know what? I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna trust my own gut. I'm
yeah.
gonna have my own mind. I'm gonna try it." You know what I'm saying? Because listen, I'm telling you something. I'm the type of person that, look, I'll blow a certain amount of money just on food. That's just being honest. Okay, I'm gonna be honest and very transparent on shoes, bags, clothes. You know what I'm saying? Those things are not gonna help me to exponentially grow. But I don't shake a stick at doing those things. I don't shake a stick at, look. We got a lot of kids when we're out to big family dinner and we picking up the tab. I done paid somebody's cost in membership, 3-4 people's, I believe.
Okay.
See, I mean, seriously. So, but that person that has to have that vision, that person that had the vision to say, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance. And let's say they invested 1,000, they bought $1,000 worth. Okay, at that time. Do you know today that would have been worth $400 million? Okay, listen, have some vision. Everything starts off as a thought. Like Tish said, somebody has to pave the way for everybody else. Everything starts off in your mind as a vision, as a
Yeah.
thought, and then it has to materialize. Okay, look, even this, I got this pen. This pen wasn't always this pen. This pen at one point was a thought, was a
Yeah.
vision in somebody's mind. But somebody did the work to bring this to fruition. Somebody did the work to materialize this. And like, we as people have to stop being so, I mean, look,
I, I,
I,
I think it's,
I have to be careful with my words.
yes.
Be careful with my words. You know, stop being so skeptical about things that are not
Everything.
going to help us to grow and just really help to enhance the quality of life that we want to have, and really to help, add and aid our purposes. We have to stop being so skeptical about those things. You're skeptical about that, but then you're gullible about other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you skeptical about things that are gonna really bring change, but then you gullible about other stuff. I mean, it's just, like having the wisdom to be able to know when to make right decisions. Like we talked about, the other day when we were on, and I said, listen, I've always, you know what I'm saying? Look, when it's time to pivot and make those right decisions,
Yeah.
then look, I have to shut out the noise.
Yeah. That's
Sometimes
good.
in life, you have to learn how to shut out that extra noise. And then you have to look at where people are. Some people you can't take. Look, when you're coming into a space, to certain spaces and places, you can't take advice from everybody about everything.
Mm.
You know? And that's why, listen, I look, if when I see that somebody is moving and growing,
Yeah,
you
that's good.
know, in a certain space, and they understand a certain space, and they're able to teach me and give me a blueprint, I'm sitting down there, I'm taking notes, and I'm listening to that person because I can see the fruit, right? So I mean, like, it's because it's all about growing. It's all about exponentially growing, and it's all about getting yourself connected to a space like what we have. Because a lot of times people think, listen, I don't know what they over there doing. I don't know if they think we're sitting here glued to the computer screens like 20 and 40, 24 hours a day. That's not the case. Because
It's
I crushed
not.
my goals today, T. I crushed my goals today in 5 minutes.
Not 5, Freddie. Don't sleep. Don't show out. Don't show out too much for the people today.
I crushed my goals today in
Don't,
5 minutes.
don't do your look. I give you a But you know what's funny that you said that, because I was thinking about, was we talked about compounding. I think it's not just about compounding your money as far as the tangible money, but I count, favor as money. That's something to me it's a value to your favor. It's a value to your relations. It's a value to where you are. And you got to understand this. And I'm going to plug this in because I know people say they don't want to talk about money. But listen, the Bible talk about it from the beginning to the end. And if you believe, it's in there. Okay. They talk about tithes and offerings. They talk about giving. They talk about multiplying. They talk about how you got the power to get wealth. They talk about you're supposed to have dominion over the earth, and you're supposed to be it's in there, period, right? It even said, as we follow in Ecclesiastes 11, it says you should put your money in farm mates because you don't know what's going to happen. Clearly, we don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to talk about this right here because this morning, Freddie and I was on the phone. We talk about 3-4 times a day, y'all. I love my sis. But when we were on the phone today, we was talking about a couple of things, but we have a project coming up that we're working on with another well sister that I want to show y'all how being in certain spaces compound relationships. I called them before I even had it officially approved of what I wanted to do. They didn't ask no questions. They didn't say, well, Tish, how much y'all gonna get paid? Or Tish, they said, what time you want us there? We about to blow it up, period, right? Because that's what this space does. This space says, because you have a desire for more, I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you relationships. I'm going to give you favor. I'm going to grow your thought process. I'm going to expand your territory. I'm going to have you think about stuff you never even thought of. I'm going to increase your vision. It just compounds on top of each other. And every time me and Freddie talk, we be talking about another thing we trying to do, where we trying to go. And then other well sister said something. We was like, we were just talking about going there. And so I want to tell you that it's not just about the money. It is about being in the room with people who become your family. Let me tell you something. When I've been a military, they call them military brats, but I was a military child. I am a military spouse. And one thing I will say about the military, it don't matter where you come from. It don't matter what color you are. We are a family because we are in this bubble together. Yep. And so you draw people, you learn how to have family outside of your traditional bloodline. So the difference, I take that concept and say this, I have wealth partners. I have wealth, they're just my sis, you know what I'm saying? Who I can talk to, who I can pray for. Freddie, she come out and said, listen, let's pray now. Right? It ain't even no question in my mind. Whatever you need from me. You need to pick you up from the airport? Sure. That's what this space does. It builds relationships. Because I know many people who watching these videos, you saying right now, don't nobody got my back. Don't nobody support me. Everybody against me. They hating. No, we don't do that over here. I promise you we don't. We over here trying to fight over who gonna pay. And it's a fight for real. Now I got it. Now I got it. Like, it's a fight. People laughing at us like we crazy. Like, what is wrong with these people? They crazy.
Yeah.
That's the type of vibe we have because that's what compounding is all about. It's about opening your children to an environment where all they know is starting businesses. All they know is wealth. Listen, I told somebody, and listen, I'm going to say, be honest, this is my page, so I'm going to tell you the truth. I told somebody today, I don't sleep at the Motel 6, period. Okay, brings down my self-esteem. I'm not against the Motel 6. If you like it, I love it, but that ain't for me, okay? I need room service and duvet covers. That makes me feel good. You should not be upset because somebody wants to drive a Mercedes. They want to drive a BMW. They want to drive a Bentley, and you say you don't take all that. I don't buy Jordans, but I see people at the mall about to break down doors to buy $200, $300 sneakers, and they don't have a, never mind. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, I want to help people multiply. And we don't listen, this space don't care what color you are. This space don't care what your background is. I don't care where you came from. We don't care that you was in the hood and it was all good. If anybody, I don't care if you was locked up. We don't care. We want people who say, listen, I want more. This $8, this $10, this $12 ain't enough for me. We want to help you. Period. We don't judge nobody. I'm right. Sorry, Freddie. I'm going to be quiet.
Look, I mean, listen. All I got to say is that, and that was right on. But it's still, I mean, it's so much bigger, like you said, the money, because it does go back to even what Albert Einstein said. This man was deep. Okay, listen, everybody knows he was smart, but he said something. You know, it's the eighth wonder of the world, and it's not just talking about money. Okay, compounding interest. Interest in many different ways, like Tish said, like with relationships, okay, not just with money, with relationships, with knowing, you know, what you should do, what you should not do, with being connected to this place or that place, with your blessings, so many things. Okay, so he said that he who understands it is going to earn it, but he who does not understand it is going to pay it. So now back to that. Since we're talking about more than money and we're talking about compounded interest, okay? So how many things have you paid for from an emotional standpoint because you didn't understand the power of addition? And so you allowed yourself to be in a space where there was a constant takeaway. All
Wow.
right. You're constantly losing. There's constant subtraction. Okay. So you're not allowing yourself to even be in a space of addition. And I feel like sometimes, and I heard them say this yesterday, and this is so true. A lot of times people will come into a space and be in a certain surrounding, and they don't know how to win, you know, because they're so used to paying it. They're so used to paying the interest. Okay? They're so used to having to pay it and have that being subtracted that when it comes time to get in a position to where, look, you're surrounded by so many things where you can grow and you can compound from a financial standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint. You don't know how to to conduct yourself
Come on.
because you've been surrounded probably a lot of times because I've been through a lot of things because that was me. I can speak to it because that was me. you know being and having to grow as a person and have to do so much personal development, and not allowing myself to get in the environment or give myself permission to win.
Ooh, that's good, Freddie. That's good.
Not give myself permission to win or say, you know what, you got permission to win. You got permission to go and get in places that it's going to add and not subtract from you. Okay? That blessings are good. You're positioning yourself to receive the blessings, that God has for you. All right? And you're not constantly just, paying it out. Being able to be in a space of addition is way more than money, because I'm going to tell you some of the life lessons that I've learned and some of the information that I received, it's invaluable. I
Ooh.
cannot pay them little, listen, I heard somebody say, look, you have to, if you want to be a person that you sit up and you dream about stuff and you sitting there watching Love and Hip Hop and you scrolling through Instagram and you looking at these other people's lives and you spending hours, because if you can calculate all that time that you scrolling and you're spending hours of time looking at the people live the life that you say that you always want to have, instead of putting yourself in a position to have that life because you can't get over a 3-figure investment, but you keep dreaming about a 7-figure life. You can't get over a 3-figure investment, but when you go to sleep at night, you're dreaming about a 7-figure life. When you get on Instagram and Facebook, you want to go to join these pages and so you can watch somebody else's 7-figure life. Well, guess what? That person that you're watching, that person that you go to sleep and you dream about, oh, it must be nice. Guess what? They got over it.
Ooh.
They got over it. You have to get over something to get somewhere else.
Come
Okay.
on.
And I know it's tough because hey, that was me.
Yeah, that's good.
It was me. I've been in places in my life where I was stagnant, hesitant, and it just comes from, so many different things. But you're gonna have to look. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get to this place where, I'm going to trust the process. And I'm gonna trust the place that I know that God wants to bring me into. I'm gonna trust him. All right. I'm gonna seek because the Bible tells you need to seek while time.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because and wisdom is the principal thing. Okay. Because he do say in all thine get understanding. But listen, you look, wisdom is more precious than anything. Okay. And some of us are stuck in places not because we don't have it, because a lot of us have it. You know what I'm saying? I can go through my whole bank statement, and see things that I could have just not even
Bought. Yeah.
engaged
Did
or
it.
even purchased. I just did it because, oh well, because I could. But it wasn't a necessity. It wasn't something that I needed. I could live without it. So a lot of times we don't do. It's not because we don't have it. We're not allowing ourselves, and we're not giving ourselves permission to win.
Ooh, that's good.
And that right there in this time and day and age in which we live in right now, Tish, That's a very dangerous thing.
Oh, that's dangerous. Because I'm gonna tell you what I had to get over. I had to get over people. I had to get over people, what they had to say about me living the lifestyle that I lived. And it's not saying like, it's not negative at all, but I had to get over it. I mean, just being transparent. I saw my grandparents went through having to justify why they had a great marriage, having to justify why he was so protective of my grandmother. And I looked at my life like, why I got to justify why my marriage is working? Why I got to explain away the blessings in my life? And I know a lot of people who are sitting back on their purpose, sitting back on their joy, sitting back on their peace, sitting back on living out loud because you're afraid of what people are going to say. Oh, what they're going to think that I'm better than everybody. Whatever you think, don't mean. Listen, when I go to Navy Federal Credit Union, Wells Fargo, USA, yes, we bank at all of these. First Citizens, them bank accounts don't care what y'all think. Unless you put money in there, and I get an alert if somebody put a little money in there. But I'm just saying, like, I had to get over that. I had to get over my husband buying me gifts, or we being able to live the life we live because of people's opinion, or them having, here we go, them having a self issue. Because really, that's what people do. When people tell you, oh, it must be nice, or people say, oh, this, or they have something to say, they dealing with their own issue, boo. I'm just being honest. They're dealing with their own money. That's why you can't be in a room of other wealthy people. Freddie can drop to me whatever number she talking about. I don't even bet out. Oh, okay. Because that doesn't make our relationship. Ours is not depicted on how much money we got. Now, we fight over the check now. Yes, we do. But it's not depicted over there. You see, that's what we need to understand. We're not in no competition about who can buy who. No. And we don't. And if we tell you the truth, we don't even talk about things when we talk. We talk about how to get more money. We talk about the kids. We talk about the husbands. We pray for each other. We talk about how we can build our team. I'm talking about businesses. That's what we're talking about. And so I had to get over that. I had to get over the fact that the decisions I was making, the investment decisions, why we bought the house we bought, the moves we were making, I didn't care what you thought about it. Because at the end of the day, when you leave here, have you finished your work? When you leave here, can you put your kids through college? When you do what you got to do, are your kids living in the best environment? If they not cutting no check, they ain't got no opinion. Period. And so I free you like I freed me. I like nice stuff. Don't be confused. I do. But I know how to make a sacrifice to get what I really want. I know how to make a sacrifice to look at the end of the road. And so that's what I had to do. I had to get over people's opinion about what God told me to do. That's an issue. And I'm telling you, anybody who's telling you not to do it, anybody who's telling you, oh girl, or oh man, I don't think that's good. Anybody who ain't, definitely the person who ain't making multiple millions of dollars. Okay. They telling you not to invest in this, or girl, why are you going back to school, or whatever your decisions are. You need to check the source it's coming from. Are they living their best life? Are they living in their purpose? Are they walking in divine right? What are they sitting back on? Are they in the same boat with you, or even further down than you, and don't want to see you excel because they don't want you to feel that you're leaving them? And I'm going to be very clear. It's not lonely at the top when you got money, okay? It's only lonely for the people who don't put their hand up to help somebody else. And I refuse to not tell nobody what God had told me to tell them. When Freddie learned something, she called me, Tish, let me show you this new trick. Let me show you the sauce. I got the sauce. Let me tell you about it. Why? That's what we do.
Yes.
She called me, said, Tish, I don't understand how to work this. Okay, let me show you how to make this happen. And I don't have nothing about it. But I'm telling you, I free whoever is saying I'm worried about what people think or what people got to say because you decided to drive a 2021 Rolls Royce black badge. I'm sorry, that's my car. I'm getting that. I'm saying because I decided to drive, that's my car. I'm paying the note. I ain't gonna pay the note, I'm paying cash, but I'm just saying.
I mean, look, freedom from people is some of the best freedom you ever had in your life. In your life. And I am not you have to use wisdom, because wealth and wisdom go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand.
Wealth and wisdom go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to check. Don't allow maybe a naysayer or something that you don't understand to cause you to not walk. Because look, the margin of this space that we're in, Tish, is narrowing. It's going to come a time. There's going to come a day and a time, and it's not going to be long from now, Well, I know I'm gonna be able to walk around. I'm gonna be able to walk in the store or whatever, and people gonna be trading on their phones. They're gonna be
Yeah.
doing this thing is
Yeah, I'm
happening.
gonna walk in with you and be like, hold on, Freddie, wait a minute. All right, go and get that bag right there. That's what you want that.
It's gonna
It's good.
surpass,
Yeah.
anything, and I think it's gonna exceed our wildest imagination.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, because I know that it came from and I heard one of the educators say this on a call, and I almost lost it, but I heard one of the educators say, this is from God's lips to our hands. When I heard him say, and I absolutely love the fact, what I'm saying, that he's getting all the
Oh
glory
yeah, hands down.
that's going on. God is getting all. When I
Oh
say all the glory, he's getting all the glory. And people are moving in wisdom. They're
yeah.
not moving. They're strategizing. And
Yeah.
they're moving calculated. All right. They're making choices and decisions. And when you have people like that are at the top giving God the glory and they're making calculated decisions, people are praying. You know what I'm saying? And they're not only just praying, not for themselves, they're praying for the community of people that have all these dreams, all these desires, the purpose, that the plan and purpose of God will be manifest in their life because they're in this space. Listen, look, that's enough. Sign me
Yeah.
up. I don't care about these little three figures. I don't care about, because you have to learn how to not let, the little molehill. Don't let that molehill stop you from taking your mountain.
Ooh, woo. And you know what, Freddie? I want to say something. We can wrap it up whenever you're ready. I want to say that this investment is that's what it is investment in you. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you something. People say, it's selfish. It ain't selfish to choose yourself first. Because Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. So I can only start with me. And so I feel like you have to be in a position where you got to step it up. I was talking about it earlier today. It's the fourth quarter. People talk about they're going, I'm just gonna wait till 2021. That's not cool because I thought about it. I really did for that. I really processed it while I was saying it. And God reminded me that when you look at sports, the fourth quarter is the game changing quarter. The fourth quarter is when, listen, I'm a University of Alabama alumni. The fourth quarter is when Alabama football really take effect. Them other three quarters didn't matter, but that fourth one is where it really picks up. That's why if you notice that cars go on sale coming into the fourth quarter, stuff get a little cheaper in the fourth quarter. So it's time for you to really press it. It's not time to take a break. It's not time to let off the gas. It's time to press in even more. You think you're the only one that wanted to quit? No, that's why you need to get around the right people. Because see, people like Freddie, people like our chairman, people like people in our corner will take, oh, no, sis. Oh, no, bruh. There's no quitting in this game. And so it's time for you to really press and really believe in yourself. Like I told y'all, only space. I heard a man say, we was watching a documentary, and I'm gonna let you close us out, Freddie. I was watching a documentary, and the man said they were asking, why was they going to targeting certain communities? He said, we ain't targeting no communities. All we know is green, and if that's where the green is, we're gonna go get it. So this space right here, it doesn't know color. It doesn't know sex. It doesn't know backgrounds. It just knows people who said, listen, I'm hungry enough to sit still enough to learn a skill that's going to pay me for the rest of my life. And we out here helping every family who wants to be the change they want to see. Period. There's nothing else to it but that. You said, listen, I can invest this kind of money into myself. I don't want to continue living like I'm living. I want to be in a position where I can compound. I want to leave my kids more than a small insurance policy. I want to leave them more than debt. I want to leave them something where they can say, listen, mama left us a legacy. Daddy left us a foundation to build on. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're targeting. If you the single mama, I was there. I understand what you're going through. If you in the military, listen, they'll say you quit being a military spouse, but my husband is retired from the United States Marine Corps. Freddie is a retired combat veteran. Her husband is retired veteran. So listen, we understand the military space. Listen, if you saying I was out here in these streets doing this and I don't want to do that no more, we know people in this space who have got a second chance at life. So this is, if you a pastor, you go to church, we believers too. So listen, we have this spaces for everybody to get connected to. We ain't leaving no money on the table and we ain't leaving nobody behind. I heard our chairman say, this space is for everybody. It's open to everybody, but it's not for everybody. So it's open to everybody who want to be a part. but it's not for everybody. And you let that sink and you think about that when you're ready to do life changing stuff. Sis, this next week, no, week after next, 28th and the 29th, we leaving out the 30th. So 20th and 29th, we will be in Eastern North Carolina, Havelock, North Carolina. Y'all, those of my family that's out there, hey, y'all, I'll be back with my wealth sisters. And listen, we're not only just talking about this opportunity, but we are doing live trading. We're going to do live trading. So if you're already a trader, you're already in the space, now you got to be in the space if you want to participate in our tryout. So come on to our live trading. Come to hear about this opportunity. Bring somebody with you. You should not be coming by yourself. Me, Freddie, our sister Tay is going to be in the building. We're going to have a couple of sessions. Look for that to come out within the next 24 hours. I'm so excited to be back. Everybody, Jacksonville, Swansboro, Cape Carteret, Morehead City, Newport, Beaufort. Let me see what name I say. Havelock, New Bern, Greenville. Wherever you are, if you can make it, come out, hang with us. We're not just talking about it. We're really walking you through these steps that you can get connected and create another stream of income for the rest of your life. Sis, I love you. Well, she said she ain't got nothing. Look, we getting out. Might catch me a couple more,
Right.
couple more money a minute. So we get off here. Remember to do life on purpose, with purpose, and for